Guys, what's going on? It's the Block Bull right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. Now in today's video we are going to be looking and discussing the charts here for Onyx XCN coin as well. We are going to make some comparisons with the highest correlated asset to Onyx XCN coin, and that is Swift coin, ticker symbol SWFT. We'll take a look at both of those cryptos, we'll make the comparisons, and we'll see where Onyx XCN can move in the not so distant future. We are looking over the next couple of weeks now. I do expect a little bit of a rally for Onyx XCN coin, but certainly before we dive into these charts, we'll just take a look at the news and we'll take a look at the crypto bubbles very, very quickly. So on the hourly, Swift is actually coming down. It is retracing. It's down 3.4%. On the hour, we do have Onyx XCN coin there, okay, down 0.6%. Now, that only tells half a story. Onyx XCN coin is up 4.5% on the day. And we've got Swift coin as well, down 12.7%. Come over to the weekly bubbles. It's looking a little bit healthier for Swift coin. Certainly we do have a green bubble here, so this is absolutely positive news for Swift coin, up 13%. XCN there is down 4.7%. A lot of the market, especially Dash, is down 36.1%, having been up at around $150. That has come down. So a massive buying opportunity here. We just had Black Friday, so all of these cryptos are literally on sale at this moment in time. Some cryptos are going to run up sooner than others, guys, and this is what we're going to discuss in today's video. Before we get onto the charts, some more news here for Onyx XCN coin. Slingshot is now live on Goliath testnet. So again, the emphasis is on Goliath testnet. This isn't mainnet yet, okay? So we're constantly actually, bringing new sort of utility over to Onyx, so you can now pretty much swap all your stable coins. You can wrap your XCN as well. So there's a lot more liquidity. You can create pairs as exactly what this post is stipulating here. So they're constantly evolving. Now, some people will say, well, are you not a little bit worried, BB, with the delisting of the futures over on the Binance exchange? I'm not worried whatsoever, because I'm not surprised the delisting futures for Onyx XCN, because this coin is going to absolutely send to the stratosphere. Now, why would they want anybody sort of taking out any sort of positions on any Onyx XCN unless it's a spot? Yeah, this is going to go absolutely wild. So we're going to take a look at the charts now. But before I do so, we got Onyx XCN coin here. We're going to take a look at Swift coin, and there's a good reason why. Like I said earlier on in the video, this is the most highest correlated asset to Onyx XCN. So we do have Swift coin up here. Now you can see this sort of these trend lines. They work beautifully, yeah. You don't need a lot of TA. You just need to know where the buyers and the sellers are coming into the market. So we'll have support down below and we'll have resistance. Yeah, we've got the buyers down here. This is where you're supposed to buy, and this is where you're supposed to sell. It's as simple as that, guys. When you hold an asset, it doesn't matter what it is, real estate or whether you've got a product in business, you're offering a service. We make money by buying and selling. Right now, we're not selling a dime. Yeah, we're not selling. This is not the time. We can't dictate. Me as a YouTube influencer, whatever you want to call me, technical analyst, doesn't really matter. I can't tell you, and I can't force the markets when it's the perfect opportunity to sell. We have to wait for that opportunity. So it doesn't matter how, your favorite YouTuber, it doesn't necessarily have to be me, will tell you when to sell. We just got to wait for higher prices. And right now, this isn't the time to sell. But what we want to see is the behavior of Swift coin and how this is now going to correlate with Onyx XCN, because all we can go off is these charts. This is all historical data, guys, and this is all we've got to work off. Now, just because it's happened on one coin doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen on the other. Like I say, these are the most correlated two assets. Similarly, like you get XRP and XLM, they both move together. Similar to XCN and Swift coin, they both move together. Now, what's happened is here, we've actually identified where the new support is here. Okay, this is where the buyers are stepping in, and you can see here, this is a nice, decent sized weekly green candle, and it's a bit of a whipsaw, and it's turning into a doji candle. Now, doji candles are a signal of uncertainty. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean the market's going to turn turn in, favourable in the sort of short term. What it's suggesting is we're probably oversold, which is why I don't need any stochastics of overlapping my TA. I don't need an RSI to tell me a stock or a crypto or any sort of commodity is down. I can quite clearly see the markets are down. Again, I don't know. I'm just having a little bit of a rant there. I don't know why anyone needs an RSI. It's just absolutely obvious in my view. Anyhow, getting back to it, we've bounced here off this sort of new level of support here. And when I say new level, simply because there was a case for actually marking the support here, and we actually brought down. Okay. Funnily enough, this old support, we've basically broken structure, which is why there's so much fear in the markets. Now, if I went over to CoinMarketCap, the fear record reading would be around 10. We never see a reading of 10 on the fear and greed index. Now, this is exactly where it's wicked up into this old support, which is pretty much resistance. And you can see here, we've ran up on this weekly candle. I can even come over into the daily to show you guys a better view. We've ran up and we've wicked into that new sort of resistance, and we've been rejected strongly, yeah? Which is why we've created the wick in yesterday's candle and why we're actually capitulating now and retracing on today's candle, this red one right here. Now, the glaring obvious, what's happened here is where this is actually spiked, and I marked it out with this dashed line here. These are April lows, yeah? After we created that sort of all-time high up there, or certainly the high of 2025, I'm not sure if it is the all-time high. I think it is, yes, it is all-time high on Swift. Once we've set that all-time high, the first sort of point in which we see a reversal is April lows. Yeah, we get a bit of a bounce, and then again we resume the slow bleed, and that's exactly what's happened on Onyx XCN. So the chances are Onyx XCN is going to fly up, and it's probably going to sort of tap the bottom of these April lows. Stay with me now. So if I come over to Onyx XCN coin, I've already marked it out for you guys here. These are April lows, as you can see on my cursor. You follow it down the bottom of the screen here. April lows. April low there was approximately 10th of April before we got that 2-day surge out of that price. Yeah, prices rally. This is what happens in the space of 2 days. Yeah, we round that up to 200%. That's a 3x on your money within 2 days. This is how fast the market moves. Majority of the time, crypto is actually bleeding. Yeah, let's just make measurements. A lot of the time when you're in crypto, you're losing. You're losing. Look at that. You're losing for 66 days. Yeah, best part of two months. Yeah, so you're losing for 2 months at a time, and then you have 2 good days. That's how crypto works, unfortunately. So I don't know if someone do the quick maths on that. What's 2 days out of 66? I have no idea, but you can work out that statistically. Off top of my head, I'm going to guess it's probably about 5% without working it out properly. Okay, I know there'll be someone that leaves it down below in the comments. If you could leave a comment down below. And if you've not already, like the video. However, our attention is on these April lows. And like I've just been saying, we've marked it all out. We've marked it out already with this yellow line. Now, for me, we've actually ran up twice. So there's not a lot of conviction. This is almost like a relief rally. Now, I'm hoping if Onyx XCN does the same as Swiftcoin, we can continue to run up. So we've retraced here. You can see at the body of the candle. We need to run up approximately 60% to tap these lows. Now, we could just tap this wick if you want to be conservative, and you could target 0.0075 if you want to sell your bag and you believe there's more downside. I personally believe there's more downside. I believe this is a relief rally. So it's only a temporary sort of, get everybody back in before we continue tanking the market. That's just my personal belief, and that's what's going to continue up until the end of this year, because this year has been an absolute write-off. It's been a car crash. Yeah. Now, Swift actually tapped these daily closes. So the daily close is up at around 0.0086. So if you guys want to target that, that's the 60% move that I would be targeting if you are still holding Onyx XCN coin. So target your 60%. And then what I'd be looking at doing, you're probably going to run into some more sort of resistance. So let's mark out resistance here. I've got the daily closes here. And I believe this was a bit of a fake out. There's been a few fake outs. This especially was a deviation. Yeah. Because all the rest of this price action has stayed below. Yeah, you get a couple of closes, daily closes, but in my view, again, that is just a fake out because you get one green close and then it rolls straight over. So these are fake outs in order to sort of accumulate long positions. So everyone's thinking, oh, breakout, breakout, we're going to go up and start challenging 5 cent, and then begin our journey ultimately to all-time highs around 19 cent. All these have all been bull traps in my view. And this is what's happened. We've rolled over and, our traders have lost a lot of money. Even if you was buying these fake outs here, down significantly, from these fake outs here to current price, you're down over half of your money. You're down over like sort of 57%. So that is heavy. So, if you are continuing to hold, I'd probably look at sort of taking profits around 8.6. No higher. I'd probably take out a little bit more conservatively of these sort of wicks down here. But you can see where this sort of resistance line converges with this dash line here. So I'm just going to mark it out on the arrow. So if we come up here, where this sort of converges here, this dash line with this solid resistance, we'll probably have another crack there, and then we'll probably fail. And then that'll complete sort of wave 2. Okay. Now, the glaringly obvious, well, it's not glaringly obvious, but to me, I'm hopeful that we could begin an Elliott wave, which would be a 1, a 2 correction, and then a third wave. Okay, the third wave would be absolutely huge. That would take us up to all-time high. So this is what I'm looking to do, guys, is basically ride some of the meme coins up at the moment. I'm now in meme coins. If you guys want to join the Discord, feel free to join the Discord. I'll leave a link down below and I'll try and pin a comment as well with a link. You can join here, whop.com/theblockbulls, and I'll keep you up to date with all the trades that I'm taking. And I'll also keep you up to date with Onyx XN coin, because we did actually jump onto Onyx XN coin before it began running up, because we saw Swift coin as a correlated asset started running up. So we jumped in Onyx XN and we probably made about 20%. 20-30% if you cashed out, and I know we've retraced today, but ultimately these are relief rallies in my view. Okay, that'll take us to 2026 there. Bottom out in 2026, and then we get the massive sort of third wave, which is where all the money is made, guys. So just make sure that you're in a sort of defensive mode. At least don't get caught off guard thinking that this is going to run up to all-time highs now, because we'd still have to penetrate this sort of level around sort of 0.086 before we got that sort of massive run up. So it might be worth just waiting for confirmation. I could be wrong. It could continue running up here. If I actually managed to, we could break out at this point. There's still a chance. It's still a probability. But right now, we're still in a downtrend. So, and like I said, there's signs that this is a weak effort, just because we got these two sort of, it's literally up and down. So there's not enough strength to sort of, it's almost like starting the thrusters. You're trying to rev that engine up and it's just not, it's just not fucking igniting the engine. It's just not in go mode right now. We might get a fucking blip, get us up to there and then straight back down, guys. But that's how I see the market, guys. Just make sure you've got a little bit of dry powder. Or if you are taking a risk and you are hodling Onyx XN coin and you feel like it's too late to sort of cash out now, or you feel like it's going to get going, just at least hold on to sort of 0.007, 0.008. Take a little bit of profits, because you know what, we're probably heading down there. Okay, that's just my view, guys. I hope you found this video helpful, so make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you're not already, I shall see you guys in the next video. I've been the Block Bull. The Block Bull is over and out.